Yo, what is up, guys? Now, today I'll be making a video on Ark, and basically, it's top 5 rarest creatures in Ark. Now, I hope one of these creatures you haven't heard of. I'm presuming the last one you haven't heard of. Most people don't know what it is, but a trimate figured out what it was because he found someone that had it, and then he researched about it. Anyway, so the fifth rarest one is the Quetzal. Now you may be like, yo, bro, hang on. Did you just say Quetzal? Yes, I did. When you were searching for this thing, it's impossible to find. I'm telling you, is it just me, or it is impossible to find? Like, you have to circle the whole map, and you manage to find one or two. There are very few. Now, sometimes you may find one and think that they're common, but that's just a lucky find. But the thing is, when you're trying to find it, it's so hard to find, especially if you're trying to find the right gender. It's very, very tough. And they live in the skies quite high. Sometimes they go low, but not too common. The thing is, they're not the easiest to tame because they don't land. And they can only be bullied with a chain baller, which you need a turret for that, which is like level something. I don't even know, like level 50 something. Let's see together. So just turret. Yeah, this turret. Level 29. Okay, actually, I was completely off. But yeah, level 29, you unlock it. So it's more on the hard side to tame, because a lot of times some people think that they spawn near obelisks, when some people think that they spawn near volcanoes and high mountains. But in the reality, they're kind of everywhere because they spread out. They cover a ton of land. Like, a ton. But by everywhere, I mean they spawn kind of everywhere. They cover a lot of land, which can be annoying to try and find, like, unlike the Giga, which, speaking of Giga, that is, well, the Giga is on the list of number 4. The Giga is very hard to find. Now, these are actually all tribe mates. I sold this one to him because, yeah, I don't really need Gigas. But the thing about Gigas is, okay, the thing about Gigas is they're huge, they do damage, and once upon a time, I was trying to tame a Giga. First guy, and I'll get a Tech Megalodon cell out of it, so I was like, yeah, sweet, happy days. So what did I do? I went to find a Giga. Found one, tracked it, lo and behold, boop, teleports out. Thankfully it didn't kill me or my Iriagi, because once my Iriagi died to a griffin because it teleported me off the mountain. Well, it knocked me off when I actually wasn't getting hit because I was like 10 meters away from it. Like, whatever. But just the point is, the Giga is one of the rarest tames out there because of how rare it is, because it only spawns on really, really high mountains. Blue Ob, the other snow one, Volcano, does not spawn on, but the two snow ones it does, Giga Mountain, which is the Griffin Mountain, where else does it spawn? Yeah, places like that. Now, a lot of people, this is not to be an influence or anything, but a lot of people use wild gigas as a bomb. So say they have someone that they do not like, then they attract one to their base, it basically kills everything, and boom, revenge has taken place. Which, I would not encourage that, but that's what people do and uses gigas for, but it requires a lot of effort because they are easily distracted. So if someone does that to you, that means that they really don't like you, because it requires a lot of effort because they easily get distracted. Moving a few meters is not easy. Ooh. Yeah, so next on the list is the Titanosaur. Now, we'll get to that in a sec, but we'll firstly do the first one, well, number 4. The second rarest is the unicorn. Now, there's only one wild unicorn at a time on the map. If someone has trapped it, well, just think about it as there are no wild ones unless they set it free. But if it's a solo server, then yeah, you just keep on searching. Now they are pretty rare. They're pretty easy to spot because they're always white, literally always white, and they have a big horn on their head, so it's pretty easy to tell that they're a unicorn. Now, what is the use of a unicorn? Well, it can knock out creatures, by the height equals power, I believe. It does more torpor, something like that. And also it poos out rainbow poo right here. That you can make into eerie candy if you have the blueprint by catching a whale, and I have done that, and I do have the blueprint that I share with a tribe mate. And you can make it with 10 potent dust, 10 amber, and 10 residue of unicorns, or 5, something like that. Actually, I'll show you guys right now. Now you may think, yeah, sure, you're kind of a nub. You don't actually, you don't need the blueprint. I mean, I make, stews without the recipe. It's a blueprint, and blueprints can only be made with blueprints. Sorry, no, that did not make sense. Things that you want to, oh, you're yanking, dang. Anyway, things you want to make out of a blueprint can only be made out of a blueprint, not just a cooking pot and whatnot. Where is it? Here it is. Eerie candy. Okay, 10 residue, 10 parent dust, and 10 amber, which you may think is actually the biggest, fattest scam ever, which it's actually not, because for 10 amber, it costs, and it gives you 3 candy. So for 3 candy, you're spending 15 amber. So you're saving a little bit, and so that's another one on the list, the unicorn. Now, the rarest creature in all of Ark is the Noctis. Now, what is the Noctis? The Noctis is basically a black unicorn that when it jumps, it actually has a lava trail. You can only find it in dungeons. It's a boss. There's a 1 in 1,000 chance that it will be the Noctis, and if it is, well, congratulations. It drops plants. Well, it drops crops that you can use to tame it. If you suck at taming well, I'm sorry, but yikes. But if you can't tame it, then you just tamed yourself up a Noctis. And also another thing is, it's exclusive to mobile. You can only get on mobile because dungeons are only on mobile. And that's a pretty cool thing, because that means that if you have it on a mobile server, well, you are one of the 1,000 people that have it, because it's a 1 in 1,000 chance. Now, when the Blitz week was on, the Noctis was 1 in 500? I think it was, yeah, 1 in 500, but now it's actually a 1 in 10, well, sorry, not 10,000, 1 in 1,000, which is a very, very, very low chance. That's very low, especially that if you do a dungeon, if you can only do the weekly dungeon once, because, I don't know, maybe you just can only make enough stews or something, I don't know. That would take you so long to just maybe get one. So that's why if you find someone with the Noctis, it practically has no price. It's practically priceless. If I found a Noctis and I were to sell it, I'd probably sell it for 100,000 obsidian, and that is a bargain right there. Because firstly, you have to know how to do the dungeon. B, you have to actually be able to tame an equus. C, 1 in 1,000 chance, which is the hardest part. And D, it's a Noctis. Like, only 1 to 3 people have it per server, and dang it, server maintenance. But I'll get to the Titanosaur, which is like, what, 3? Yeah, there's very few Titanosaurs, but let me just, I'll chuck a picture right here, what a Noctis looks like, and you can search it up. There are very few videos of actual footage of taming one. Now, some people have just made videos like leveling it up, using it, whatnot, but there's very few videos of actually taming it. The dungeon actually looks pretty cool. It like shows and it's this little Noctis. It's very, very cool. If you tame one, you cannot breed it. You can't do anything with it. Just put it in a giant metal base, 3 layers thick if you want. Tech, I would recommend 1 layer, so nothing can kill it. Have a window so that people can see it, and that's it. Do not risk its death. Do not do anything, because if you risk its death and it dies, you are to not tell anyone, or you will be just known as the biggest noob ever. Even though tamed one. But, yes, as you guys have seen, now is the Titanosaur now. I'm not gonna go out and find a Titanosaur. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's just join a random other server while we're at it. I'm not gonna go and just find one so you guys can see it. It's basically just here's another picture. Here's the picture of a Titanosaur, and basically it's just It's just a giant rocky Bronto, practically. Oh, jeez. Oh no, oh no. So yeah, basically that's the list. Now if you have not seen a Noctis before and you have seen one, be sure to tell the person, say yo, congrats or whatever, because it's probably the best achievement you can get. Now if I were to price Titanosaur, probably price it at what? 100,000 obsidian or I don't know, it's very expensive though, because you need to actually be able to tame one, do the dungeon, and you have a time limit to tame it. I saw this person, they did get knocked out. Thankfully, they did wake up and be able to tame it. But yeah, it will suck if you do not have experience on taming Equus, just like me. And one of the first dungeons, you tame a Noctis or find a Noctis, and you just die and don't be able to do the dungeon. So that's gonna wrap up for today's video. I hope you did enjoy a bit more on the short side, like what, 9 minute video? Yeah,